nervous just being in that enclosed space with a lot of people, with people coughing and sneezing and then going through the air.
But just how does air quality work in flight? The air you breathe on board is a combination of fresh air brought in from outside and filtered air that's recirculated through the cabin. The air flows from top to bottom, not side to side between passengers, meaning it comes in from the vents above and is sucked out through the vents in the floor. It's run through these heavy-grade HEPA filters, similar to those used in hospital operating rooms, which pull out more than 99% of particles in the air. That is mixed with fresh air from outside. Now, Delta Airlines taking new steps to ensure that cabin air is as clean as possible.
So there's a completely new batch of air that comes into the aircraft every 2 to 4 minutes.
Every 2 to 4 minutes.
On every aircraft, changing those filters twice as often as recommended.
You may notice that it's dirty on the top where the air has flown into the filter, but it'll be clean on the bottom side.
And what does that show us?
That shows us that the filter's working.
Experts say it's not likely viruses will be spread in flight.
It turns out the time on the airplane in the seat is actually the lowest risk.
So you're saying the air on an airplane is actually cleaner than you would find inside of a grocery store?
Yeah, it's cleaner than probably most people's homes or in schools.
But in close proximity, nothing is foolproof.
Certainly, we can't do all the physical distancing we want to on an airplane. So, there's no such thing as zero risk.
That's why airlines are requiring masks and upping their sanitation routine. Between every Delta flight, the entire cabin sprayed with disinfectant and wiped from top to bottom. New boarding procedures, loading from back to front, and a commitment to block middle seats through September.
There isn't any one action that we are taking that is the silver bullet, but when you layer in all of these mitigating actions, the probability with each layer, the probability of virus transmission goes down and down and down. And that's been our approach all along.
Now, the CDC says that a cough or a sneeze can spread as far as 2 rows in front or behind, Hoda. So that's why wearing a mask as required is so important. Hoda?
Yeah, well, a lot of passengers are probably wondering when they're getting ready to get on a flight and it looks really packed and crowded and they don't want to get on the flight. Do they have an option to get off?
They do. So Delta, for instance, has committed to blocking middle seats and keeping flights at 60% capacity. But even then, if some people feel that the flight is still too full, Delta says that you can rebook to a later flight, Hoda, free of charge. Back to you.
All right, Blaine, thank you. And that was great checking the filters.